Chapter 6, Bone Tissue and the Skeletal System, Part 1. Let's start from the functions of the skeletal system. Why do you have bones? What do you need them for? This picture, I found it online. It's a funny one. It was called Peter No Bones. So what happened to that guy? Somehow he lost all his bones. Can he stand right now and maintain his posture? Think about it. Can he move? Are his internal organs well protected? No, no, and no. So here are main functions of the skeletal system: support, protection, and movement. Support for the body and soft organs. It means that soft organs are located and held by bone, like brain is sitting inside of the skull, and also support for the whole body so we could maintain our posture, sitting or standing. Also protection for the brain, protection for the spinal cord inside of the vertebral column, and protection for our vital organs inside of our rib cage. And partially organs are covered by our pelvic organs. Movement. Long bones of our arms and legs work as levers for muscle action. If muscles are not attached to the bones, there will be no movement. There are a few more functions to the skeletal system. Storage of minerals, mostly calcium and some amount of phosphorus, and growth factors. Those are hormone-like substances for regulation. Next one. Inside of special marrow cavities in the bones, blood cell formation happens. It also called hematopoiesis. That is production of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Finally, in some bones there is space for storage of triglycerides or fats, and that is just energy storage for the body. Classification of bones by shape. There are 4 groups of bones. Long bones are bones of our arms and legs. Then we have short bones in our wrists and ankles. They are more like cube-like bones. Then we have flat bones. Examples would be sternum, flat bone, bones on the skull on the top of flat bones. Then we have pelvic bones. All of those are flat bones. Finally, some bones, like vertebra, have such a complicated shape that we just call them irregular bones. It's hard to describe their shape. Another type that you need to know are called sesamoid bones. Those bones are located inside of the tendons. Tendons connect muscle to bone normally. An example of the sesamoid bone would be patella on the kneecap. Next one. There are 2 types of bones by structure: compact and spongy bones. Compact bone is a strong and very dense. And then spongy bone, it's just literally spongy. That's how it looks. Look, and it is not dense. It's not so strong. So that is by structure. Gross anatomy of a bone. Long bones. We'll talk about long bones first. The central part of the long bone is called diaphysis, and ends are called epiphysis, here and here. So diaphysis or shaft has inside a marrow cavity or medullary. Most often it's called medullary cavity. In that medullary cavity, in adults, there will be yellow bone marrow or fat. And without that yellow bone marrow, it just looks like a tube. Inside of the epiphysis, here and here, there will be spongy bone. That's not very strong, spongy bone, and there will be always epiphyseal line. Epiphyseal line is a place where a bone used to grow in a kid, and when kid completely grown up, that cartilage that was there turns into the bone tissue, and it's called epiphyseal line. On the tops of the bones there will be articular cartilage. It's a hyaline cartilage, but when it's on the bone it's called articular cartilage to form joints. If you pay attention to those ends, when it's IS, it's single, one diaphysis. When it's ES, it's plural, two epiphyses, right here and right here, proximal and distal. Next one, on the outside, bones are covered with a layer of periosteum. It's a thin layer of connective tissue for protection, and it has openings that are called nutrient foramina, where blood vessels come inside of the bone, lymphatic vessels, and nerve fibers. From the inside, bones are covered with very thin membrane called endosteum. Flat bones have slightly different structure from long bones. They look like sandwich on the outside. On each side there will be a layer of compact bone right here and right here, and also periosteum here and here. And in the center there will be a layer of spongy bone, just like in the sandwich, and spongy bone inside of a flat bone is called diplea. Bone markings. Bone markings are special